this video and for some reason it didn't work. So I'm going to do it again. I wanted to pop in here quickly and talk about something really, really important and something that's really hopefully going to shift your mind. And it's this topic around and this idea and this belief that negative emotions actually don't exist. So I want to turn your whole belief system around emotions on its head right here, right now, because this is so vital and this is such an important conversation. Obviously, more than we'll be able to go into today in just this quick video I want to film for you. But really, this conversation and truth that there is no such thing as a negative emotion. And over the last 5 years, working with clients, and obviously in the space of helping women get off of sugar, and really learning to nourish their bodies and their minds in a real way that lasts and is a lifestyle change and not one of those crazy yo-yo diets, I've really come to see a lot of patterns, and the biggest piece is around our emotional health. And really, there's a couple issues going on there with our emotional health and our emotional connection to food. And one of the biggest problems, actually the biggest problem that I see when it comes to our emotional health, is thinking that there are certain emotions that are good and certain emotions that are bad. We have this belief in our society that, feeling certain emotions is a good thing, feeling certain emotions is a bad thing. And again, this is a bigger topic for another day, but this conversation around good or bad, and I want to pose this sort of mindset shift for you, is that nothing is good or bad. Nothing in the world is good or bad until we label it as so. Everything that's happening in our lives or around us or, hey, in the world right now is good or bad. It's all neutral. It's just a fact. It is what it is. The sky is blue, the trees are green. These are just neutral facts. And until we label certain things as good or bad, which is based off of our view of the world, which is based off of our beliefs, our values, where we grew up, obviously this lens, we all see the world through a different lens. And you can use an example, for instance, of it being actually right now, very true, in truth, it's raining outside at my house here. And someone might be sitting here thinking, oh, this rain is horrible, what a miserable day. And I'm actually quite enjoying the rain today. So I'm seeing this rain as a good thing. It means I don't have to water my garden today. It's so nourishing for all the trees and the grass because we haven't had rain in a while. So, it's the same situation, the same instance, but me and that other person are going to label it very differently based off of our view of the world. So this kind of comes into play. We're going to bring this back into the emotions, is when we label something as negative, we have this subconscious belief that that means it's bad, right? Negative is bad. So negative emotions imply we should not feel them. We have this belief that it is bad or unnecessary or unsafe to feel negative emotions, right? So we shouldn't feel them. So what happens in that instance is we're raised in a culture where we start pushing those emotions away. We avoid them at all costs. And this is where I'm seeing time and time again, literally every client I work with, there's this pattern of numbing out. There's this pattern of, oh my goodness, I'm stressed or I'm anxious or I'm frustrated or overwhelmed or grieving. It's not okay to feel this. How can I get out of this as quick as possible? And that giving ourselves a dopamine hit with food, sugar, and whatever else we're doing as well. It can be the same numbing out pattern by ignoring and escaping your emotions, watching Netflix or scrolling Instagram, right? This is the addictive behavior. This is the addictive pattern. And when it comes to food and emotions, this is one of the biggest pieces that shifts our whole life when we actually dive in and shift this and do the work and change those patterns, rewire those patterns in our brain. So, once we can actually instead acknowledge the importance of all emotions and being human. So the actual truth is all emotions are vital and healthy parts of being human. We must feel the good and the bad emotions on a daily basis. That's part of being human. The world is crazy always. Our lives are always crazy. It's up and down. And I personally feel, at least 10 emotions on a daily basis. I go between, a moment of overwhelm to joy and happiness and light, and then oh, I'm, maybe getting stressed about something, and it ebbs and flows and it comes and goes. And I think the sooner we can really acknowledge the importance of all the emotions and feel safe in allowing ourselves to feel all of the emotions, this is the true path to healing our relationship with food. and our relationships with ourselves, by the way, but that's just the next level. And, really allowing ourselves to know that when we feel emotions, whether it's grief or depression, whether we feel these emotions, knowing that we're going to be okay. I think there's a lot of people, and I hear this a lot in my clients. There's this belief that I'm not going to be safe. I'm going to fall apart. I'm never going to be able to survive if I really allow myself to feel these very heavy emotions. So my invitation for all of you and you today, for all of us, is to even begin start by changing our language, kicking that word negative or bad out of our vocabulary for good, and really start finding another term that feels good for you if you're wanting to label or identify your emotions, right? So I like to use the term heavy or uncomfortable. If I'm feeling maybe a little bit low, I'm feeling these different emotions, and that's kind of how I label them now, just acknowledging how they feel in my body, right? Instead of, the joy and the happiness, which feels light and airy and wonderful, allowing myself to just label, hey, you know what, I'm feeling a little off today, or I'm feeling a little heavy today, and that's okay. So, just kicking that word negative out makes a big, big impact. I mean, the power of our language is so important in how we speak and what it does to our mind and actually how we show up in the world. So, this is really, truthfully, one of the biggest pieces in creating that true inner peace and a healthy relationship with food that actually lasts. So, I know so many people out there, and I'm hoping you listening to this is you too, that you are so exhausted with being on and off diet roller coaster, the mental damage, the physical damage that's been doing to yourself your whole life. And really, you're starting to wake up to the truth of some of these foundational pieces that are going on in our subconscious, and these patterns, in our relationships with emotions and our beliefs, and some of these foundational pieces that really, really need to be shifted or need to be looked at and appreciated and healed if you want to create a lifestyle change. So actual lasting change. And I know this because I've been able to do it myself, and I've been able to now guide countless clients through that over the last 5 years and see the shifts, the lasting shifts that have happened in their life. I mean, it's so fun keeping tabs on my clients from 5 years ago and seeing that they're still doing amazing. And obviously life has shifted and they've adapted to it now. So when we do this inner work, and this emotion piece is just but a tiny piece of it, it comes out in naturally building that healthy relationship with food, and it is life changing. Okay, life changing. Now, this sounds simple, right? Okay, I get to feel my emotions. I'm going to allow myself to feel. It's going to be great. I'm going to just sit with being, depressed tomorrow, or I'm going to sit in my anxiety instead of numbing out, instead of running for food. Sounds simple. It is not easy. It is not easy. And I'm sure if you're listening to this and you're one of the ones, the millions of people who have this shield up around allowing yourself to feel, then this becomes really tricky when you're not used to allowing yourself to feel the heaviness of those emotions. You're used to escaping them as quick as possible. It can be really unnerving. It can be really ungrounding and scary to be in that quote unquote dark space, but it's vital for your health and your journey. And let me tell you this, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. When I have low days, when I go through really heavy periods of emotions and times, um, I do it with grace and ease now. It's not something that I think is going to derail me. I know it will pass. So there's such a practice to it, and it's like I said, it's really simple, but it's not easy. Which is why this emotional component and this piece of really practicing feeling, and then next level is learning actually how to process your emotions in a healthy way. That's the next step. Is a huge, huge underlying part of my whole upcoming 10-week Break Free from Sugar group program. So I don't know if you've heard about it or seen it. Obviously, I've posted a little bit about it, but I have my most transformational 10-week program coming up. We're starting in 2 weeks. It's called Break Free from Sugar group program. It's been 2 years since I've hosted this program, and I'm recreating the whole thing from scratch, which is really exciting because I've learned a lot in the last 2 years for myself and working with clients about the real depth and the real areas that need to be shifted if we want to create that healthy relationship with sugar and that freedom when it comes to food and sugar. So this is everything that I do with my one-on-one clients condensed into 10 weeks in a small intimate group of incredible women. And I'm so excited to share. We're already 50% full, 50% full. So there's only a handful of spots left because, like I said, it is a small group that I do very much on purpose, keeping it an intimate group so we can create such a deep network of safety and support as we're all through this deeper work together. And there's only a few days left for early bird pricing. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew about that in case you want to know more or you're curious or you want to jump in and join us and claim one of those last spots. Early bird pricing, which is a huge discount, and bonuses are ending Monday. So that's August 24th, ending Monday at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you're going to want to not sit on this. You're going to definitely dive in over the weekend. Reach out to me if you're really not sure what to expect after reading the info page, which, by the way, I will link up above or below this video, depending on where you're watching it. So you can find out more info and get registered there. You can choose between the VIP or the regular option. But if you're not sure, or you still have questions after going through that page, or you're really not sure of where you're at, if it's going to be a good fit for your next step on the journey, let's chat. Come on over and book a free chat with me. I'd be more than happy to get on a call with you, and we can, I can get a bit better sense of where you're at and what your next steps are. And I'll be 100% honest with you if it is going to be a good fit or not. So would love to have that conversation and obviously meet you. So absolutely free chat there. I'll post that link above and below as well. But don't wait. The early bird price is going to double after Monday. So you're not going to want to hold off on this. This is going to be such a powerful experience. And as I said, we're already 50% full. There's some incredible women that have jumped in and said yes to them and invested themselves in this way, and I'm so proud of them and so excited to guide and inspire along this journey. So this is, as I said, this is my favorite way to work with clients, and this deeper work, especially around the emotional piece, I've seen it. I've actually just wrapped up a program a couple months ago, and it just blew my mind, the life-changing situations that were taking place for the women going through that process, and finally, for the first time in their whole lives that they can remember, allowing themselves to feel and learning to actually process those emotions instead of reaching for food or numbing out and feeling horrible about themselves. It's just life changing. And I feel beyond honored to be able to guide and to be able to hold space and host this type of program. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to kick things off. Like I said, we're getting started soon. So don't wait to come on over, jump in and register, or book a chat with me and we can hash it out. And I can't wait to see you there and to continue supporting you. And I'll see you in the next video.